Hello and welcome to the Benefits Insider Show. We have a packed show today for you. These are the three things you need to know today, February the 10th. The first one is seniors are about to lose $460 a month in cuts to their Social Security check. Is it too late to avoid this cut? I am going to dig deeper and give you some solutions that are before Congress right now that could fix this problem and remove it. It's one of the fears that a lot of seniors have about losing their Social Security benefits or a part of it. So I am going to talk about that. And then here is a big problem that has been going around: Social Security overpayment. This person received a $60,000 random bill. Basically, they got $60,000 in their account and they didn't know whether they should spend it or not. It is a wild story. I'm going to share that with you. And then, story number 3 today that you need to know about is that the White House has unveiled the Trump RX website for medication discount. This is supposed to benefit seniors. It's been something that has been planned for a long time. It's finally released. I'm going to give you details about how this Trump RX website can help you. And then, of course, we are going to jump into a special report today. Tomorrow, if you're on SSDI or Social Security retirement benefits, the first batch of Social Security payments are going to hit tomorrow. I am going to walk through the payment schedule and who is going to receive payment. And most importantly, a lot of people are not going to get the amount that they expected because the new cost of living adjustments are beginning to roll out. I am going to tell you specifically what is happening with that. And then we are going to talk about the retirement reality check. Every live that I do, I try to give you something regarding retirement that could really help you right now. So today we're going to talk about the 4 types of Medicare savings programs and how you can save money on prescription drugs, especially given how high Medicare cost has become right now. And then I will answer your questions as usual at the end. So let's jump right in. So the first thing we are going to talk about is the $460 cuts that are expected to happen. Let's look into that and why Congress can actually avoid this if they take specific action. And so I'm going to walk you through what action that is. But let's get to the article first. It says seniors on Social Security could face a 460 monthly cut to benefits. So why is this happening? It says seniors who rely on Social Security benefits could face a $460 per month cut if Congress doesn't act soon, according to digital platform 24/7 Wall Street. Recipients who previously earned $2,000 a month could just get $1,540 if the Social Security Trust Fund reserves run dry. So why does it matter? Well, the Social Security Administration has been facing an impending insolvency crisis, which could see roughly 20% of benefits slashed for Social Security recipients by as early as 2030s. That would impact roughly 70 million people, including both seniors earning retirement benefits, as well as those on Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI. Now, if Social Security Trust Fund run out, the payroll taxes that will be available will only cover 77% of benefits. It means that the other 23% will have to be covered somewhere else or not at all. And so for someone earning 2,000, you are going to lose about $460. And so why is that $460 important? It is because the average Social Security benefit is $2,000. And so if you are losing 23% of that, that is how you arrive at the $460. So that is not good because if anything, Social Security benefits should be going up and not down. And so, what are some of the ways that this can be fixed? Well, Congress has been promising a lot of solutions to fix Social Security for years. And I'm here to tell you that that has not materialized, right? And so, what can be done? Well, let me share what one of the senior advocacy organizations what they are suggesting be done. And so let's start there. I am going to find their website and then share that with you. But basically, they are promoting a bill that I have been talking about for a while now, which is the Social Security Expansion Act. If you haven't heard of this, this is something that I am going to walk you through. But first, let's go to the website of this organization and really crystallize what are they talking about. So this is the Alliance for Retired Americans. And this is an organization that advocates for seniors trying to preserve Social Security and Medicare benefits. So here is what they are saying on their website, and I 100% agree with them. They're saying that tell Congress to pass the Social Security Expansion Act. When this bill passes, you will get an extra $200 every month for your Social Security benefits. That is $2,400 a year. But that is not the only thing that this expansion act is going to do. It is going to, one, increase your Social Security benefits by $2,400 a year. It is going to improve your Social Security cost of living adjustment. You can see that right here, right? And then, most importantly, it is going to ensure that you receive 100% of your Social Security benefits for life, guaranteed. And so, what is this bill that they are talking about? They actually gave you the name of the bill, and that is S 393 and then HR 1046. Well, those bill actually exist in Congress, and so I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to show you the receipts, because what I like to do is that I don't just like to tell you what is happening. I want to show you proof that it is actually happening. And so the first thing I want to show you is the Social Security Expansion Act bill that is currently in Congress, that they are talking about and pushing. So where does that bring you in? What does that got to do with you? What do you have to do about it? So let me share the bill with you first, and then I'll tell you how this bill impacts you. And so all right, so let me address this because I just saw this. Why do you use scared taxes? You are doing a terrible disservice to seniors. Aren't we dealing enough with already, instead of constantly sharing things that never come true? So I am going to address this, Sam. What you're saying is not true. I am not scaring anybody. I am reporting the news. All right. And the fact that seniors are going to lose money because Congress is not acting and doing their job is something that is important that I need to share. So, no, I am not trying to scare anybody. I'm actually educating seniors so that you can reach out to your representative, your congressperson, your senator, so that they can do the right thing so that we can avoid this cliff. So, I am not trying to scare you. I am trying to empower and equip you so that you can reach out to your representative with information that can help you advocate for the right solutions that can help avoid this disaster that is about to happen. So that is what I'm trying to do. I just want to make sure that I make that clear. So going back to the bill, this is the bill that I'm talking about. It's S 770 Social Security Expansion Act. And as you can see, when I shared the advocacy group, that was one of the bill names. And this act is right now in the 119th Congress, which is 2025, 2026. And it is right there. So it is actually a bill that is there. So if you are in a town hall with your representative, or you are meeting with your congressperson, your senator, they come to town and they're trying to tell you everything that they've been doing to help support seniors. One of the questions that you can ask them is, what are they going to do to avoid Social Security getting hit with this $460 cut? And because this bill is in the House and the Senate, they cannot say that they are not aware of it, because it's a very popular bill. It has bipartisan support, and it needs more supporters in order to push it to the finish line. And so, what is the Social Security Expansion Act going to do for you, and why should you encourage your representatives to advocate for it? Well, I am going to tell you. Number one, it is going to help fix the problem that I just talked about, right? It is going to help ensure that Social Security is solvent for 75 years. So, right here. So, this is the first thing that the Social Security Expansion Act is going to do. And so let's look into it together. It says extend the solvency of Social Security for 75 years by requiring the wealthiest Americans' households to pay their fair share of taxes. Today, because of the earnings cap on Social Security taxes, a CEO making $20 million a year pays the same amount of money into Social Security as somebody making 176,100. This legislation, the Social Security Expansion Act, would lift the cap and subject all income above 250,000 to the Social Security payroll tax. Under this bill, over 91% of households would not see their taxes go up by a penny. So that is one of the biggest things that the Social Security Expansion Act is going to do. Number one. Number two, it is going to, obviously, as I mentioned, put more money in your pocket by giving seniors a $200 raise, which is a $2,400 a year increase. And it is going to fix a long-term issue that has been experienced with the COLA, the Social Security Cost of Living Adjustment. Now, this COLA issue particularly has been going on for 15 years. So how is this going to be solved? It is going to be solved because they're going to change the formula on how COLA is calculated so that you can get a realistic COLA that looks at what seniors are paying for goods and services and adjusting your Social Security accordingly. All right. So, next thing I want to talk about on the agenda is about the $60,000 that somebody encountered recently. So let me go back to my agenda for the day and then we can walk through that. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about was this $460 cut. The next thing I want to talk about is the $60,000 deposit. This is a very bizarre story, but it's actually a very common thing that happens. And so let's talk about it. So I'm going to share my screen again, and then we are going to dive into that story. So here we are. All right. So it says we've been scratching our brains. My mom just received a random $60,000 Social Security deposit. Is this a mistake? Well, it says that it seems too good to be true. A 60,000 deposit from Social Security Administration landed in a woman's bank account with no explanation, as if she had won the lottery without buying a ticket. But is this a real windfall, or has she been caught up in a grand mistake? And most importantly, what should she do with the money? Well, the advice is that if you encounter this issue, which quite a number of people have been experiencing this, do not spend the money, right? Because it might be that they made a mistake and sent you the money. And here's the thing about Social Security. If they send you money by mistake and it is their fault, even if it's their fault and they send you money by mistake and you spend it, then they can come after you and they can garnish your Social Security check in order to pay it back. So the woman who received this money is unemployed and received Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI. Her 22-year-old child explained in the post about 3 months prior, the mother's monthly disability payment doubled. The family was already waiting for an explanation of that increase before the $60,000 deposit arrived. So clearly, something is off at the Social Security Administration, and this woman got this windfall. And the reason why I wanted to share this story with you is that this happens quite often. And if you get money from Social Security and it's not your regular amount, do not spend it, because by law, they can come back and cut your Social Security benefits in half and use it to pay all the money that you spent that you were not eligible for until the money is paid off. And so, regardless if you get a strange amount from Social Security, do not spend it. Now, guys, before I continue with my next story, I wanted to bring this to your attention. If you want to stay on top of all of this, any news in and out of Congress that can affect your benefits, join thousands of people that are getting text messages from me each week by texting the word insider to 443-293-0080. The service is free and you're going to get timely updates. So that is the number that you see on your screen. Now, let's go to the third story of the day, which is about the Trump RX. Now, what is this about? Well, the White House has launched a website to help people save money on medications, and it's called Trump RX. And they finally rolled it out. So I am going to show you how this affects you positively, what it can do for your prescription drug prices, how you can save money using this website. So let's jump right into it. Excuse me. So here it is. So it says that the Trump administration has finally unveiled the TrumpRx.gov website for consumers to find discounts on brand name drugs if they pay cash instead of their health insurance. So that is an important distinction. If you don't have health insurance and you pay cash, this is supposed to help you. So if you are paying over the counter medications and stuff, this can be really effective. It launched Thursday evening with 43 drugs from 5 companies that made the deal with the Trump administration. They name all the drug companies, including Eli Lilly, Novo Nordisk, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Sorrento. Discounts from the other 11 companies that made the agreement with the administration will be available in the coming months. It is the biggest thing to happen in healthcare, I think, in many, many decades, President Trump said in a launch event. So, what does this site do, and how much discount do you get? Well, the discount range from 33% of Pfizer's medicine, which they stated, which treats autoimmune disorders such as, ulcerative colitis, to 93%. So you can see that there's a wide range of savings from 33% to 93%. In order to get these discounts, customers must click a button stating that they aren't enrolled in a government insurance program such as Medicare and would seek insurance reimbursement for out-of-pocket costs to count them towards the deductible. So basically, they're trying to make sure that you're not going to double dip by taking advantage of this particular savings and then going out and trying to get reimbursed for it from another government program. So that is very important. This is not a way to stack up discounts and also claim reimbursement from the government. This is a way to save money. So I am going to take you to the website and show you what the Trump RX website looks like as we so let me I'm going to share my screen and show you what it looks like and how it works. So here we go. So here it is. It is trumprx.gov. It says find the world's lowest prices on prescription drugs. And the headline is saying Trump RS is rewriting the script, bringing major savings on essential medications for all Americans. And then you can search, you can search here. So, you put your drug name here. For example, Wegovy, I put in Wegovy, and you can see it says starting at $199. This is the weight loss drug. And so here is how it works, is that it will show you what the original price is, how much you are saving, and the Trump RX price, which is $199. So it's a very easy search engine, and you can use it to search for specific drugs and then, get it filled, right? You can follow the procedures and then accept the terms of it, and then you can find the pharmacies on the site that support this. So it's supposed to be a pretty easy to use website. to allow you to be able to get prescription drug. Now, if you're on Medicare or Medicaid, your current program, your current plan probably offers prescription drugs that has coverage for some of these. So you have to check with your Medicare provider to make sure that you are not double dipping, because that could run you into trouble. So if you have Medicare or Medicaid covering the same drug, you cannot go into Trump RX and then try to claim the same thing twice. I want to be clear on that, because you can get in big trouble for doing that. So that is the Trump RX website. I want to hear from you. What do you think? Do you think it's going to be helpful to you or somebody in your family? Let me hear your comments about that. So again, if any of this information that I presented about Medicare, prescription drugs is bringing up questions for you about Medicare, go into the comments. We have a link to our partner, Chapter Medicare, and they will be able to help answer questions that you may have so that you can have peace of mind about your Medicare. And I'm going to talk about that later down in the program. In the meantime, today's special report is about Social Security payments. Tomorrow is the day that payments are going to start hitting for those getting Social Security, retirement benefits, and SSDI. So let's talk about who is getting paid and how much tomorrow. So, here is the thing. The first round of Social Security payments are going to hit 5,251. That is the maximum benefit, and that maximum benefit hits as of January 2026, and it goes to those who are retiring this year at age 70 and have paid the maximum into the system. If you are retiring at your full retirement age, you get 4,152 as the maximum benefit. And if you are retiring at your age 62, the earliest you are allowed to claim retirement benefits, the maximum benefit is $2,969. Of course, I mentioned that Social Security increases are hitting accounts, and the average increase is $56. That is what you can expect. And so, one major change that they are making this year is that the full retirement age is going up. It's going up to 67 permanently. So, going forward, if you were born 1960 or later, your full retirement age is going to be age 60. So, what is the date? Well, you may already know this, but you are paid if you are on Social Security retirement benefits or you are on SSDI, you are paid on a specific Wednesday of the month. If your birthday is between the 1st and the 10th, you are paid on the second Wednesday, which will be tomorrow. If your birthday is between the 11th and the 20th, you're paid on the third Wednesday. And finally, if your birthday is between the 21st and the 31st, you are going to be paid on the fourth Wednesday of the month. If you're on SSI, you should have received your check already. If you did not get your SSI check, stay tuned. I'll tell you what to do about that. And if you live outside the US, you get both Social Security and SSI benefits. Your state pays for your Medicare premium, or you file for Social Security before 1997. You should have already received your Social Security check on the 3rd. And so here are the dates. Tomorrow, February the 11th, those born between the 1st and the 10th will get their Social Security check. If you don't get your check tomorrow, there is an issue. I will tell you shortly what you can do. And SSI recipients are going to get another check at the end of February. I'll tell you why. On the 18th, those born between the 11th and the 20th will get their check. And the 25th is the final check for Social Security and SSDI for those born between the 21st and the 31st. If you're on Social Supplemental Security income, your payment went out on Friday, January the 30th. And if you lived outside the United States and are receiving Social Security or SSDI, if you receive both Social Security and SSI, and if your state pays for your Medicare premium, you should have received your check deposited on Tuesday, February the 3rd. Now, as I mentioned, people on Social Security, Supplemental Security income will get another check on Friday, February the 27th. That is your March 2026 Social Security SSI check that is coming in early. And why is that? Because March the 1st is a holiday and Social Security does not pay benefits. Oh, sorry, it's actually a weekend. So they don't pay benefits on a weekend. Now, finally, what should you do if your Social Security check does not come in? Well, wait 3 business days because it may just be an issue with the wire transfer from Social Security to your bank. If after 3 days nothing happens, then call Social Security at 1-800-772-1213. They will be able to help you figure out what's going on. You have to make an appointment and go in person to help them to help you figure out why your Social Security check did not come in. My suspicion is that if your Social Security check doesn't arrive, it is because you have an overpayment issue. Social Security overpayment affects about 1 million, 3 million seniors a year. So it's a big issue. People on Social Security and disability are both impacted. And so if your check does not come in and you've waited 3 business days, that is exactly what is happening. And they can help you at the Social Security office in your area. As you're watching this, if you have any questions at all, let me know in the comment section, as I do with all my as I do with all my lives. My I'm losing my train of thought because I'm reading the comments today, and it looks like some people are just coming in today to just stir things up. Um, but I'm keeping this focus. As I do in my lives, I answer questions at the end, and so I will be happy to answer any questions you may have about Social Security and disability benefits. Let me know if you have questions. I will answer them at the end of this live. So type them in the comments below. Now, I'm going to move on to the next thing I wanted to share with you today. And first, you know, Medicare. We've been talking about Medicare for a while now, and I want to make sure that you know that I am on a mission. I've been on a mission this year to help 100,000 people get peace of mind about Medicare. Why is that important? Because a lot of people have experienced surprises. They sign up for Medicare, and then even through the government website, and then you find out that your doctor is no longer covered, or the hospital that you want to be on is no longer part of your network, or the prescription drugs coverage is different than you thought it was going to be in the original paperwork. And so this has been happening quite often. And so this year I'm committed to helping 100,000 people figure that out and get peace of mind with their Medicare. And here's the thing, when you hear it from me, it is different. But when you hear it from somebody that has come onto my life and taken my advice and acted upon it, it's a completely different thing. So here is somebody that signed up for Medicare and they got a surprise. They thought their doctor was covered and that they also had a transportation benefit in their coverage. And that was not the case. When they got their paperwork in January, those two things were not there. So they called our partner chapter and got this all resolved. And you can see from the post that you see on the screen, it says that chapter helped me and now I have everything I need in a Medicare Advantage program. So you can go into the comments, you can go into the description to this video. I have provided the information for chapter so that you can give them a call. I will share that on the screen right now. It is 539-205-2147. They are not pushing any plan on you. They are not trying to sell you anything. They are there to answer your questions and make sure that you are in the right program that fits your needs. They are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau and can save you a ton of money, as you can see on the screen. So give them a call if you have any questions or you feel that you may be at risk of losing your doctor on your plan or your hospital or your prescription drugs may change. Any questions you may have, give them a call. Their information is also going to be in the comments section below. So moving on, let's talk about the next thing on my agenda today. And I will let's move on to a different thing. I will share my screen again, and then we will look into that. So my typically my life is divided into three different parts. The first part is the news of the day. So I give you three things three pieces of news information that you must know. And then I do the special report, which is what I just did. And then the next part of my life is going to be about the retirement reality check. And in this section, I want to make sure that I leave you with something regarding retirement that you can implement right away. So, something, a fact or a technique or a strategy about retirement that you can implement. So, today, I'm going to talk about the four types of Medicare savings programs. Now, why is that important? Well, Medicare is a big part of retirement planning, and there are places you can save money, but a lot of people do not take advantage of it. So I'm going to review the four Medicare savings programs that can help you save money. In the meantime, if you have any question at all about anything that I'm talking about, or you have any questions regarding Social Security or disability benefits, let me know in the comment section below. So here we go. I'm going to pull the article again, and then we're going to review that. So here it is. It says, what are the types of Medicare savings programs? Well, there are four types of Medicare savings programs, and I am going to review them one after the other. Now, the four types of Medicare savings program, each with a different income and resource eligibility limits. So here is what we are looking at. The first one, which you may already know about, is the qualified Medicare beneficiary, QMD. For qualified benefit beneficiary, people may qualify if they have income less than 100% of the federal poverty level and resources under 9,950 if single and 14,910 if married. For those eligible, QMB will cover your Medicare premiums, Part A, and if applicable, Part B, deductibles, co-payments, and co-insurance. Monthly income limits include a 20 general income disregard. So residents of 48 states and District of Columbia, this is your Medicare QMB eligibility criteria. So why is this important? Well, if you are getting $1,000 in Medicare benefits and they take out $200 a month from your check for Medicare, that can be crushing to a lot of people. And so the Medicare savings programs exist to help you to be able to get ahead of that. And so what I would encourage you to do is to look into this, because if your income and resources qualify, getting your Part A, Part B, and co-payments and all those other things paid for you by the program is such a big help. It's going to pay for your Part B, your deductibles, and your co-payments or co-insurance if you qualify. And the qualification is 100% of the federal poverty level, which in 2026 is about $19,500 to qualify. So that is the first thing that is going to help you do. The second one, the second type of savings plan is the specified low income beneficiary, SLMB. The SLLB is for older adults and adults with disability may qualify if they have income between 100 and 120% of the federal poverty level and resources under 9,950 and 14,910 for married. For those eligible, the SLMB will cover the Medicare Part B premium, which is $220 in 2026. Monthly income limits include a 20 general income disregard. So that is another program. The first one is up to 100% of the federal poverty level. The second one is between 100 and 120% of the federal poverty level. And then the third is the qualifying individual. It's a limited program and it's available on a first come, first serve basis. People with Medicare may qualify if they have income between 120 and 135. So you can see that these are all progressively building on each other when it comes to the income limit. And then finally, but this will qualify, will pay for your Part B premium, which is $202. And so the first one is 100% of federal poverty level, which is the income limit right here. The second one is 100 to 120% of the federal poverty level. And then the third one is 120 to 135. And then finally, the fourth Medicare savings plan is qualified disabled worker individual, QDWI. Is for adults who are under 65 and have a disability, but who recently returned to work and are no longer eligible for premium free Part A, and their income is below 200% of the federal poverty level. However, there's additional restrictions that you must be aware of. So these four different Medicare savings plans are designed to help you if you are low income and would like help with your Medicare plan. These are particularly helpful to allow you to be able to save money, get your important payments made, including your copay, including your premium and your co-insurance. So that is the retirement special report that I wanted to share with you today. And I am going to go next into questions. So if you have any questions you want me to answer today, this is your opportunity to ask me in the comments. Before that, I'm going to give you an opportunity. If you go into the comments, you're going to see our Maximize Your Social Security bundle. You will see a link in the comments. This guide is about 10-part series with various mini guides that talk about Social Security maximization, retirement benefits, spousal benefits, divorce benefits, survivor benefits, disability, Social Security and Medicare cheat sheet, and many, many more. It is supposed to be a comprehensive but very easy to read way to maximize your Social Security in 2026, even if you are receiving benefits. So check the link out in the comment section below. So let's talk about questions. You know, if you have any questions about Social Security, I want to hear from you in the comments. I am going to go through and see here if there's anything in there. Um, how do I handle funeral costs using life insurance payout for my husband's death? Do I claim the payout as income for SSA regulations? Will that affect my widow's benefit? If this is coming from Social Security, I don't think it affects your widow's benefit. But if this is a separate funeral plan, then that is an entirely different story. I would check with Social Security for that, because if it's the money that comes from Social Security, which I think is not a lot of money, that doesn't affect your widow's benefit. Uh, I had a question yesterday, but it was about taxes on my husband's 70 and I'm 62. What is our tax deduction? 600 or 12. Okay, so all right, so Sally, your tax deduction is 6,000 because the Trump tax deduction is for people over 65. So both of you have to be over 65. So since your husband is the only one that is above 65 years old, he can claim the 6,000. But as I explained yesterday, I mean, there are, let me find that graph and then share with you, because I have a chart that explained that in detail. So the short answer is that he can claim the 6,000, but you cannot, because it is for people over age 65. So let me pull that up and then I'll show you specifically what I mean. So let's see here. All right. So, Sally, to answer your question, so as you can see, let me try and get these ads away from me before I can answer your question. Uh, all right, here we go. So you can see that there is three different taxes, and in the middle it says one spouse age 65 plus. So since one of you is 65 and the other is not, or above 65, in total you can claim $39,100. You know, because so the answer to your question is the top number. You only get 6,000 because only one of you is above age 65. But in total, you guys can stack up three different taxes up to 39,100. But because both of you are not, if both of you were, then you get to stack a higher number. You get the full 12,000, and then you have $46,700 in deductions that you can take. What is the name of the first one for Social Security and the second one? Thank you. Can you clarify? Are you talking about the guide that I just mentioned? Um, if is the Social Security bundle, if that's what you mean, I can put the link in the comments. So I'm reviewing the questions. Okay, this is an important question, so let's dig into it. This is I have been married for 28 years. I have been divorced. How can I receive part of my ex-husband's Social Security? Yvonne, this is an important question. So here's how Social Security divorce benefits work. So there are four different criteria that you have to meet. Number one, you have to have been married for at least 10 years, which it looks like in your case that is true. Then you have to have been divorced for at least 2 years. So the second criteria is important. Number three, you have to be unmarried, at least at age 62 and unmarried. And if you check all those three boxes, then you can file for Social Security under your ex-husband's record. Now, as long as 50% of what they would have received at their full retirement age is more than what you would receive on your own record, then you can file for Social Security on their record. So that part is important. Social Security will look at what you would have received on your own record. And if that is less than what you would get if you got 50% of their full retirement age benefit, then they'll pay you that. But here's the catch. If you file before your full retirement age, you will get a reduced amount. And so when it comes to divorce benefit, when you file is important because if you file before your full retirement age, then you are getting a lesser amount than you would have received. So even though you can get 50% of his benefit at full retirement age, you are getting less because you filed early. So it's going to hurt you if you file earlier. But yes, you are allowed to get 50, and you don't have to tell him that you're filing under his record. It doesn't affect how much he receives. And you don't even have to, the Social Security Administration will not tell him that you filed under his record. It's something that you are entitled to by having been married for 10 years and divorced for 2 years. You're eligible for that spousal divorce benefit. So I hope that helps. All right, Sally, so I can't wait for the next magazine. Thank you for doing the best you can. Thank you for being here. We need you. Thank you so much, Sally, for being here today. I appreciate all of you. I am looking forward to being back on tomorrow with another full show for you. I have some exciting things I want to share tomorrow. So make sure that you're back here at 5 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Pacific. I look forward to seeing you all. If you have any questions at all that I haven't answered, let me know in the comments and look into the description of this video. There's so many resources that we've put in there, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you for watching.